Hi everyone, Morgoth the Barbarian here, and welcome to the episode 14 of our City Skylines playthrough. Before I begin, I need to ask our friends here a very important question. We're not going to get visits from Mother Nature today, are we? Are we? Anyone over here? Anyone? What's that? We should be good? Okay, good. Let's keep it that way. Because, last time out, she kind of did a number on our industrial district that was over here. So we simply just moved it over here. And even brought in a few special factories in the process. Of course, as you can see, part of it is currently on fire, but we're going to pretend like that's not an issue. Because that's what we do. But anyways, we got that. And then nearly ruined our city multiple times as we put in some bus lanes. We also have some shiny new bus stations, so hopefully we'll deal with all the traffic issues, because right now it's turning into an outright mess. 58% flow. Ew. I mean, for a city of 104,000, you'd expect that kind of thing. Oh, we also crossed the 100,000 threshold, too. But yeah, as you can see by all this red, that's just... there's just all sorts of problems with that. So, there's only one solution. Make it worse. Oh, please. Like I'd be able to make this any better. But today, I think, in all seriousness, these special factories are going to come in more of the play. We could use some more economic fun stuff. So I think today we ought to invest in more of these special factories. See what we can get. I'm already thinking of moving this one, by the way. So if that excites you, hit those like and subscribe buttons. And we will get started. And the focus is going to be mainly over here, where a lot of our special factories will probably come in. So for those that don't remember, unique factories are basically the last step in our little factory tree. Oh, okay, I don't know what's going on there. That's not how it works. Long story short, everything will produce raw products. Wait, why are we importing some? Well, that's going to have to be fixed. Anyways, and then they'll produce either paper or timber or get sent out. Well, generally, either these will get sent out or they'll go to our special factories to create special new products. Like, for instance, out here in the electronics factory, we need plastics, glass, and metals. We send it all out and we get electronics and we get more money, which is always a good thing. Hooray! Now, as of this very moment, though, we could use a few more of these, despite the fact we're earning quite a bit of money already. But hey, what's a little more? So the trick is to see what can be sent out and what can't. Give me a minute to look at this train line. Okay, it's not heading where I thought it was. I thought it was heading down here, but I guess not. But anyways, I think we should put some over here, and we've got the perfect setup for it sitting right over here with all of our stuff. Although, if I'm being honest, this warehouse should probably be on the farming side. I don't know why it's over here. Or, hold on a minute. See, now I just found something I can do. Oh! Well, you know what? Hold on. There. This will be a sub for our unique products. I don't know why we have that. The farming area is all the way on the other side of the map. So I think putting some money into all of these will work. We've already got a few up and running, but we could always use a few more. Like, for instance, we should have a household plastics factory. Yep, I see it. An industrial steel plant, that is all the way on the other side of the map, like somewhere right around here. Wouldn't be any shame to have a second one if need be. And then probably building some of these other ones here. Like, for instance, a soft paper factory. And a car factory. Now, one thing that would probably help, too, in this whole endeavor is a dedicated train line from our farm area all the way here, and vice versa. The reason being is that because, well, yeah, you kind of can see why. Bam, bam, bam. There should probably be kind of some dedicated train line that hooks up the two. What's actually funny is I've been meaning to hook this part up to the rest of my train network. So that very well could be a project. The only problem is there's no... I think, long story short, a monorail line that goes across this wouldn't be such a bad idea. And then its own little cargo train station. The only question being is where do we have it, you know, cross? That by itself is a difficult task simply because we've already got, well, you know, a lot of stuff over here. So let's start with that first, and then we'll set up these special factories. That way we can kind of pull this off. So last time out I did a little bit of reorganizing with the farm area. So the trick is to basically have a cargo train line that would, in a sense, start over here and work its way that way. Having a monorail line, too, would also be a good idea as well, just to have it join in with this, especially since we have space for it. So I'm thinking maybe having it go... See, the problem is building it above ground, we'd be wasting space. The obvious problem being that it would run directly into our tourism district, and I don't think the tourists want to see passenger trains. I mean, they're already getting tortured with abandoned hotels all over the place. They don't need to see that, so... Thinking maybe we build a separate monorail line and a cargo train line over here. The monorail line would snake this way towards our main area, main hub, which also might alleviate a few traffic problems too while we're at it. The train line would have to go underwater. It's possible we may have to have it hook up with this. So it's kind of sharing our train line. That's not optimal, but it's the only thing I can think of doing without really compromising very much. So let's start there and hope for the best and see what kind of hijinks we come up with here. Well, I've officially gone off the deep end. First off, the monorail line. It worked right up until about here. I mean, never mind the fact that I had to move our radar station. See this? This is what happens when the game won't let you build over all of your stuff because of a couple poles. So yeah, I had to create this. This is just wild. But it's the only way this will actually work. So, it is what it is. But the long story short is it now actually does connect to our monorail hub. So I guess that is I guess that is a positive out of this, is that we're at least able to, get this up and running. But yes, the monorail line is all set up and ready to go. It starts off over here and works its way all the way over, so... Kind of a bit of a contradiction a little bit, but so be it. So, now as for the train line, yeah, we had to dig in underneath. Don't like building underground, but you know what? This is the best we could do under such short notice, so... And it does connect to this. So there, we do have sort of a connection, and due to this cargo train terminal, everything should come in as fine, so there you go. It works out. And then plus the farm district now has its own little connection too, so I guess it's a win-win situation for both sides of the coin here. So there you go. We doed it. So we'll get the monorail line up and running as soon as I can here. But the long story short is now we have farm products going over here, so and other stuff coming over here and vice versa. So with that being said, I wonder if it might be, well, we'll leave it as is and see if it works. I don't know if it will or not, so we'll see. Anyways, get the game going. Factories. I say this whole district needs to be just placed with factories all over the place here. I mean, traffic as is just bad to begin with, but so be it. It's a little late to be putting in a 4-lane highway over here. I hate to admit it. So, I wonder if I have to close these. I would kind of like to, just to make, you know, life a little easier here. Hold on, let me experiment with something real quick. No, see, we've already kind of, well, we've done that, so, why does everybody want to go here instead of the cargo train ports? Bruh. Anyways, that might be something that needs to be addressed later on, but so be it. So anyways, moving on here. Yeah, about that. Well, I probably could turn this into a 4-lane highway, so there's that. Which would be a nice touch to add over here. And supposedly turn this into a 4-lane highway, too. Well, okay, maybe not this, because we've already got, you know, stuff here. The bottom line is I try to build out the basic infrastructure and in this area. So, let me see what I can do. Okay, roads, check. Piping, electricity, check. New 2-way streets, check. 1-way streets, check. Excuse me. Figured that might be a little bit better for what we're trying to do. So, this shouldn't be too hard in the realm of adding these in, but we're going to basically just go ballistic with all of this, except for the shipyard. Though, I wouldn't mind building it, say, around this area. Whoops. There were thoughts of adding maybe one more cargo port over here, but I hope with what we have, it's good. We can always build a cargo airport, too. That's always an option. That being said, let's go nuts and just start placing things. Hopefully all of this just fits in. So I'll just start with whatever we don't have already and work my way in. So give it a couple minutes here and see what we got. Alright, so this is kind of a result of all that. We had to build in a few things, and you'll notice right away a lot more things are, like, bigger than the other things. Like, check this out. We got a printing press that's pretty, small. But look at the car factory sitting next to it. That is big. My goodness. We have a soft paper factory. A modular house factory. They're both pretty big. And then I went ahead and built in the shipyard after all. I'm like, you know what? Let's just do it. Build some ships here. Ignore the fact it is not watered. That is a common mistake that I make because, you know, reasons. But hey, who's counting? And we now have some large warehouses to handle all of this. So everything's coming out smoothly. Don't ask me where I'm going to put a potential third cargo port if need be. Again, I could do a cargo port. You know what? Since that is on my brain right now, let's do it. Hold on. Here it is. Cargo airport. Ready? Bam. Why not? Wait. Now it's ready. Look at that. See, I even got it pre-watered. That way we've got a multitude of options for all of our traffic to go to. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I can't talk. Depending on where it wants to go. So, that is awesome. We got that all set up. We got one of each factory, basically, and we'll see where it goes from there. Now, here's the obvious problem. We gotta balance everything out. I know for a fact over here we've already got a situation dealing with some of our paper products. The rest is going to get a little bit dicey, so what I'm going to have to do is increase production on all of this. And hopefully it's enough. Okay, we don't need to worry about the farm. It's just the other three are going to need various degrees of stuff, like the farming district. Oh, it's critical on paper and timber. We're probably going to need all of this, so I'm going to have to go around and really pump up these industrial zones, like, big time, like now, or else it's going to get very nasty. Ooh-wee, did we had to add a lot to that, or what? My goodness. You have no idea how much stuff I needed to add to it. Clearly, I need to add one more thing, apparently. Wait a minute. Just hold on a minute. I'm looking at something real fast. Oh, water pollution. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. We could really use one of those. Speaking of which, use a couple more garbage facilities over here. There we go. And one over here, too, I see. But that's the long story short, is that we had to build a lot more just to handle all of this. It just was madness. There we go. So that should do it. Hopefully there's enough stuff to go around. Everything should fill itself shortly, but we got a new cargo airport, some more industrial stuff, and uh-oh. Okay, good. I was getting scared there that we weren't going to have enough water all of a sudden, and it's like, whoa, what is going on? Wait a minute. Wait a minute now. What is going on here? Is this an epidemic going for the entire city? Hang on. Well, it says I've got enough water going. I was very... Well, okay, maybe this doesn't have any water. Now I see what the issue is. Ah, typical me idea. Let's not give anybody any water because, you know, water's overrated. There we go. That should do the trick over here. Now, what the excuse is over here, I have no idea. This is a little beyond me. But yeah, that's kind of the main idea, is to give everybody production buildings they need in order to get this moving along, so going good, except for the parts where we can't water everything. There we go. That should do it. That will fill itself out. Okay, and then the garbage situation, we'll deal with that and eventually, so we're all set there. All right, well, now that we've gotten our industry taken care of, it seems... What? There actually is one thing I want to do real quick. Hold that thought. Now that we actually have had this area filled in, I suppose it's time to increase this a little bit. Let's do this real quick. There we go. We'll build some industry around it. That should take care of that problem. Okay. We're all set there. Everything's coming up nicely. Let's just scroll through everything a little bit. Power? Oh my god, we've got too much of it. We can just tone this down on the budget. That's how you if you've got excess power, it's always a good idea to kind of turn this down. Make a little more extra dollars. Sewage is getting close. Trash is good. Now we could use some more schooling. Is a policy I could use on this. Okay, let's throw in a couple more schools here. See if that'll help with a few things here. this district again. Oh, that was a bad decision. I can already see it. NRCU. Now, hold on. There is a policy here. Let's do it. See if maybe that'll work. And also another news, we kind of need to bring that money back. Alright, there we go. We weren't producing... I mean, we were producing enough electricity, but the problem is without leaving that on the 75%, it just doesn't work. Unless... Hold on. Alright, what if I turn this down? Come on, game, work with me a little bit. Aha! That's the... Oh, dear. Uh-oh. Okay, that should be acceptable. Okay, you win. Oh, dear. That was a whole bunch of yikes. Okay, we're fine. Everything is fine. Nothing is wrong. My goodness. Traffic's still at 61, but there's not much I can do about that, well, at least for right now. We've got high schools all over the place. I wish our university would come back to prominence. It should. We'll see if it gets up to level 4. There's not much we can do about that anyway. So, let's see what else. Well, aside from a building being on fire, let's see what else we can cause trouble in. We now actually have some demand for residential, which is the good news. Bad news is I wonder how much of that needs us abandoned or not. This is where it gets a little bit iffy. Alright, it looks like it's all commercial. Excellent. That's what I wanted to see. We have two options, realistically. We could upgrade the zoning on some of this. Say, over here, for example. Or, and this is my preferred option, about that posh district we were finally looking to get. I think it's about time. Yeah, it's about time we did it. So, this is going to require its own district, its own little set of rules. But if it works out, this will look quite nice. So, hang on. Let me do that. Alright, two things. Number one, we are back to being we are now at a renowned university. Hooray! We can do all this stuff. About time. Woohoo! So that is good. So we'll take care of that in just a second. But number two, and more importantly, meet Green Heights. It's a special industrial district that has currently no electricity. Oh boy, this is already off to a good start. Y'all, people who are gonna live here, they are not gonna be too happy when they. We're already off to a very bad start here. But yes, this is sort of our quote-unquote posh district. It has a little bit different policies than everybody else. Hope is that its land value will be a little bit different than everybody else. There you go. Does that make you a little happy? Ah, that should now. It should be all water, too. And you know what? I never gave them their own stuff. How dare I? My goodness. This district's so special they get their own police department and fire station. Isn't that wonderful? Hooray. We don't need that. Don't need that. I mean, we do need it. Give them 2 clinics over here. I just realized that clinic is in a bad spot, so we should probably put it, say, here. And speaking of clinics, let's actually give them their own cemetery, too. A little bit of a nice little more burial, shall we? If I could find a spot for it. Oh my god. Well, isn't this lovely? But you get the idea. It's more of a posh district, if you will. So that's kind of the whole thinking about that. Okay, fine. The cemetery's going to have to go there. I suppose for down here, if you need a crematorium, there you go. Not really what I was thinking, but whatever. There we go. We'll just connect the dots a little bit over here. And get rid of those ugly power lines when we're done here, because nobody in this district wants to look at those. I mean, nobody. Come on, we gotta have some class here. Not, you know. But shortly that should fill up, or we would have fought right off the bat, and then that happened. Well, that can be arranged. So yeah. That is actually looking good. I should probably save my game. So yeah. Wait, what? Oh, wow. Okay. That's alright. So, there we go. Green Heights is now established. Now, since our college was so kind enough to get us up to level 3, I think that should be the next spot. Well, we got a few more educational buildings we can build out here. I saw the university academic statues, a commencement office, a math club, a library. I think we already have that. I don't remember. But let me see if I can build a few more of these. And the hope is maybe get a few more students involved. Hang on. We'll get this up and running. Oh, there we go. This looks a lot better. And check this out. School of Medicine. My goodness. This is just... Whoa, that's a little bit too much. That is, a doozy, if you say so myself. Actually, I'm going to move this over here for a minute. Some outdoor study might be a little bit better. There we go. That's a lot better. Added in a few new buildings all over the place, but hopefully we can get... Ah, there we go. That was quick. Sweet. So if this all holds, and we can get 3 more academic works, we can unlock the next level. I'm thinking maybe we could... I don't think we have enough room for a sports stadium. That's... I mean, considering we have them all over here anyways, in the first place. Or do we? Hang on. We're going to see something real quick. Where is it? Give me a sec. It's under... Should be under... It's not you. Uh-oh. There you are. Track and field stadium would go, well, right with this area, but, oh, you know. Cannot build on water. Isn't that lovely? Let's not... We'll set this aside for a minute. That's kind of will be like a maybe project, so we'll get to that some other time. So all that is set. How are we doing over here? Oh, for the love of... It's always with the water. I'm never going to learn, aren't I? If you've watched this playthrough, you know as well as I do, I struggle with water coverage. I don't know why. I don't know when it will end. It just... Okay, that's a false alarm. That's the Linden residence requiring some water. Okay, everything's all fine. Oh my goodness. Alright. This is a barrel of laughs. Where do we go from here? This is kind of uncharted territory a little bit. I know. Hold on. This is an easy one. Okay, so we got enough there. We still need more paper, or is everybody... Oh dear. Alright. We could use another... I guess we do need another thing of paper. Oh boy. Alright. So we need a few more forestry things here. So it looks like we need more paper. Looks like we still need more petroleum and plastics. We still need more metals and glass. And apparently we need more water. Oh my goodness. Alright. I'll see if I can get all these things. Alright, there we go. Added a few more materials, and I was observing this for a couple minutes, and for whatever random reason, the logging district wasn't getting enough water, so I had to jury rig one of these. I don't know why it would, it required me to do that. That was just so bizarre, but it seems to be working. I'm guessing gravity may have had something to do with it. I have no idea. That's the only thing I can think of, is maybe the water pressure wasn't getting up on this. Other than that, it seems... Oh, really? Really? You too? Okay, now this one's my fault. My bad. Oh, dear. And we... Oh, boy. This just keeps getting worse and worse. My goodness. When am I ever gonna learn? Basic water facilities, Morgoth. You ever considered trying to learn how to do it? There. Fixed it. I don't think those last three weren't even needed, but whatever. Okay. So everything seems to be doing just fine here. Well, that's funny. All of these are short on workers. Huh. That is kind of funny. Oh, well, now like we said, there are ways we can rectify this problem a little bit. And I think this is actually a pretty good stopping point, too, if you say so myself. So this is going to be worked on for right now, and you can kind of see it's... Wow, this is a little bit more advanced than I'm used to seeing. So this is what they consider mega mansions around here. Okay. Some nice little starter mega mansions. This should all look nice if it all works out well. So that sounds really exciting. I mean, you can see the difference what the self-sufficient housing is doing between this and this. But keep in mind, this is a little bit more posh than normal. Actually, one final thing I'd like to add here, and I screwed this up, but this might actually work a little bit more. Commercial zones. I don't know why I didn't bother zoning this commercial. We'll do a little bit. There we go. Just rezone that commercial. Should work. And I'm going to actually have to redo a policy change on that. There we go. Small business enthusiasts. There we go. Add to that. And that should work out beautifully. They get their own train station, their own cemetery, their own shops. Actually, I probably should have put the shops over here now that I'm thinking about it. It's fine. Everything is fine. Oh, hell. Whatever. And nobody can even get to these. There we go. These will get demolished. Whatever. There, that looks a lot better now. Don't you think? So Vida's all set, actually. Because I can. Where is it? 1 second and I'll end this. There we go! A park for the doggos. Rich people have dogs. So, there you go. Or cats. I have no idea. I probably wouldn't recommend walking your cat in this area, but, it's up to you. Everybody's got their own lifestyle choice. So if you want to walk your cat, you can do it. And we'll get rid of these ugly power lines. There we go. Anyways, that's going to do it for me. So I think next time out... Okay, for a split second I thought the water had something to do with it. Next time out, we need to develop this a little bit more. And maybe, just maybe, bring some housing over to this side. This whole area just feels absolutely barren, if we're being honest. We could really use some development between the train lines. I'll have to move this one over a little bit. And the lake shore here. So maybe we can do something with this. This just looks sad if I'm being honest. So, I think it's time we put some more housing over here, just general housing. It might help with our workforce on this side of the map, though this will create a whole bunch of more issues than not. This space remains unknown at this point, and I suppose we'll keep building this up as time goes on. So, we'll see what happens. In the meantime, yeah, everything's coming up really, 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 really good. Oh boy, it's nothing but good times here in good old New Rock City. Yeah. So, thanks for watching. Hit those like and subscribe buttons on the way out, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out, y'all.